Okay, boxing fans, this is my post-fight video for Hughie Fury against Andre Rudenko. Um, Coming into the fight, Rudenko was the name that everybody knew. They knew that he had fought a tough fight against Lucas Brown from Australia, the unbeaten heavyweight, big punching heavyweight. And the backstory of all this was that some people, including Peter Fury, believe that Rudenko actually beat Lucas Brown, who Lucas Brown is rated quite highly by a lot of boxing fans. Um, and based on that performance by Rudenko, a lot of people believed that the fight with Rudenko and Hughie Fury fight Rudenko may have been a step too far, if not a step too far, a tough test for the young up and coming unbeaten heavyweight. I wasn't of that belief. I was of the belief that whilst Lucas Brown, with all respect to him, is a big punching, mean looking heavyweight, I felt that in comparison to Hughie Fury, he's limited. He's more slow of feet and slow of hand. He hasn't got the boxing ability of Hughie Fury, but what he does pack is probably a much pound for pound bigger punch. And I believed because of those factors, Rudenko and Brown was more of a closer fight than Hughie Fury would discover when he fought Rudenko. I thought that Fury had better hand speed, better foot speed, better boxing ability, a much better left jab, and I believe he would have kept Rudenko at distance, picking him off with shots. And to be honest, that's exactly what happened in the fight. Hugh Fury came back from an absence from the ring, controlled the fight beautifully behind the left jab, keeping Rudenko at distance at times. And when Rudenko came close, Hugh tied him up and showed exceptional maturity for a young fighter. Um, and didn't panic when he was under pressure. Was able to tuck up when Rudenko threw his shots, crude shots that they were. And things I did like about Hughie Fury. One of the things I don't like about Hughie Fury, or I'm always apprehensive of, is when he boxes, that left hand is down here. And I always think when a fighter's got his hand down here, you're always vulnerable to the right hand over the top. Now, bearing in mind, Rudenko hasn't got that type of hand speed. The feint with the jab or double feint with the jab and the right hand over the top. The Rudenko wasn't able to re-expose that. He did land a couple of right hands over the top, but Hughie Fury does carry, or it's been said that he's got a very good chin. Tyson Fury said it, and people in the camp have said that Hughie's got a good chin. So, despite the fact that Hughie's got a good chin, that doesn't mean that having that left hand low. It may be comfortable. He may like the fact of having it there and be able to shoot it up, and may find it more variation throwing jab and comfortability for him. I mean, Hughie's got a box that way, and he's done it for years. So I'm sure that him and Peter are pretty comfortable with that. But just me personally viewing it, I'm always concerned the right hand over the top. But that's just me. Other than that, controlled the distance beautifully. Um, didn't throw 4 or 5 punch combinations, which is a good thing. If you watch Vladimir Klitschko, no 4 and 5 punches. The jab, the right hand, the occasional right hand in, and tie you up. And that's good because once you start throwing 4 or 5 punch combinations, you're there to be hit. Once you throw in a jab and right hand, you're pulling away or you're tying up. It doesn't give the other man the ability to then try and get in and throw shots. Instead, when he's about to throw shots, you're tying him up. So he's breaking his rhythm. So Rudenko's only having to reset all the time, which is very good. And to be honest, Hughie Fury fought at a very good pace. Hand speed was very good for a big man. I think he stands at 6'6", 6'7". Great hand speed, movement, and like I said before, no disrespect to Tyson Fury, but Hughie Fury is far more coordinated in his movement around the ring. Um, the one thing is, the question mark about Hughie Fury is punch power, but you can't really say anything because Rudenko's not been stopped before. Um, but Fury has fought a similar opponent to Joshua, who Joshua blew out in a couple of rounds. Now, is that the be all and end all? I've seen some things on forums and people say, oh, well, you know what? As soon as Fury gets in the ring with somebody who can punch, he's in trouble. Or as soon as Fury gets in the ring with somebody who can walk through his punches, he's in trouble. I disagree. I disagree. I think anybody who tries to walk Fury down is going to get tied up and is going to have to constantly reset. Now, one of the things Fury does possess is an excellent left jab. Like I said before, and I keep repeating, once you got a left jab like he has, some of the most of the fighters, the greatest fighters in any era, any time, have always had a left jab, and Hughie Fury's jab is up there. It's a ramrod jab at times, and it's enough to set up other punches from it. So that's good. The one thing I noticed in there was you could see that Hughie Fury had been sparring, spent a lot of time with Eddie Chambers. Eddie Chambers, the American heavyweight, and between Tyson Fury and Hughie Fury, I believe that Hughie Fury would probably benefit more from sparring with um, Eddie Chambers because of age. I think just the age difference, not much, but still, I think that he'll probably develop that and pick it up. Now, this is no slating on Tyson. I think Tyson's the bigger puncher. And in terms of levels, Tyson is closer to world level at the moment than Hughie is, times experience. But in terms of Hughie Fury, he's done really well. And so where do you put him from here after this fight? It's a very good performance. He looked better, lively, sharp, crisp punching. And yeah, he put a really good performance on. So he did everything that I thought he would do, to be honest. I know that Ian Lewison is talking about he would like to fight Hughie Fury, but if you're really honest now, after that fight against Rudenko, you know, he's going to want to move into possibly European class. Don't know. Having seen what I saw tonight, or obviously seen the video, I'll tell you something. A fight against Derek Chisora now isn't a bad fight for Hughie Fury. I mean, Chisora is not one of the biggest punchers in the world. He does seem to struggle with bigger men. His confidence is not going to be at the highest at the moment. And it'll be a real good test for Fury. But I think that Chisora is on his way down, actually. And I think that Fury is on his way up. And that jab and that the foot speed and the movement and the tying up, I think would frustrate Chisora into making him make mistakes. And I think Fury could win the fight on points. I don't think he'll stop Chisora, but I think he could beat Chisora on points. I didn't think it before, but I certainly think it now. That would be a good fight. Anthony Joshua, now you look in different dynamics again there. I think it's a good fight, but I think it's a fight that's down the line. Another guy I think that Hughie Fury could fight now and do well against, strange enough, is Kevin Johnson. I think he could do well against Kevin Johnson. See, on the British scene, I don't know, but he certainly is a quality operator, and I would have Fury just outside the top 10, to be honest. Honestly, with his ability, I would. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Hughie Fury. He's going to go a long way in boxing. I really do believe that. And you know, I kind of remember Lennox Lewis's career. At one point, they were saying earlier in his career that he couldn't punch. He wasn't a big puncher, but as he developed in his career, he became a knockout artist. And I believe that Hughie Fury, if you think about the skills he's got now, And as he fills out into being a man, and he has man strength, he's going to be a difficult heavyweight to beat. He's not as robotic as Klitschko. But like I said, that left hand being low, that's my only criticism of Fury at the moment. But I think he's definitely going places, and I'd like to see him take a fight in America and let the Americans see what he's about. Let me know what you guys think. Who should Hughie Fury fight next? Obviously, I know that Kevin Johnson's going to be fighting Joshua next, but I was just giving an example of the level I think that Fury could fight at now. And it's unlikely that Derek Chisora will fight Hughie Fury, but stranger things have happened. Let me know what you think. I'm out.